Do it. Do it. Don't think about it, just do it. Okay, so at least we get a 2-for-1, right? Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you've been having a magical day so far. Thank you for taking the time to support the channel. Make sure to leave your thumbs up down below the video. It really does help. And of course, if this is your first time here, subscribe, and then you'll be automatically entered in to win our 500,000 gem giveaway and the rare playset completion of D&D Adventure into the Forgotten Realms, which is pretty cool. So subscribe to the channel, jump into the link tree, into the Discord, and then put your name on the giveaway list. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. In today's video, we're playing All I Do Is This version 10, 100% win rate, going 4-0 in Mythic, right? Ending up in the top 900, which is really cool. So this is a successful deck if you're looking to climb up rank this season in the top levels of gameplay that we can achieve. Thanks again for watching, like the video, and let's get into it. Of course, as far as the layout of the video goes, we're going to break down the deck strategies, synergies, discuss our gameplay footage, playlines, and interactions, and then finally wrap up with our final thoughts and deck review. This is a 60 card best of 1 standard deck, 4.7 average mana value within the deck. 22 non-creatures, 16 creatures with 22 land to support the excessive curve. What's going on here, HGG? 4.7 average mana value with only 22 land. Well, don't worry, there is a ton of ramp in the deck, and that allows us to mitigate the total amount of land that we have. Such ramp is the Emergent Sequence. This card is so friggin' good, Randy. For 2 mana, sorcery speed, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. It becomes a 0/0 blue fractal creature token that is still land, and you put +1/+1 counters on it for each land that you've had enter the battlefield this turn. So, your land on your beginning main phase, your first, you play this, it draws your second, and of course we have other ramp in the deck, so it can be a 3/3 potentially as well. So turn 2 ramp within the Emergent Sequence is the most ideal play you can make out of the gate. Then we're moving into Cultivate, another ramp spell, sorcery speed for 3, searching our library for 2 basics, revealing them, shuffling, 1 into play tapped, the other in our hand. That's great as well, right? So that's what we have going on for ramp, alongside Beanstalk Giant's Fertile Footsteps, sorcery speed as the adventure. Search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle. This is great because it comes into the battlefield untapped, meaning we can utilize that mana this turn, whereas all of the other ramp that we have comes in tapped and we can't actually make use of it until our next turn, which is fine, but the Beanstalk Giant's Fertile Footsteps is absolutely amazing. We have what I call reverse ramp within Thryx, the Sudden Storm for 5 mana, 4/5 with flash and flying. Spells you cast with mana value 5 or greater will be able to be cast for 1 less and cannot be countered. This is phenomenal. Again, reducing the cost of all of our more expensive spells, which is the whole reason we're ramping anyways. And now they're, uncounterable, which is very, very good. So what are we using all of this mana on? Well, we do have Alrund's Epiphany for 7 mana, taking an extra turn, creating 2 1/1 flying tokens. Foretell for 6. Great. So we can reduce it through Thryx, we can reduce it through the Foretell, and we can ramp into it. Perfect. We also have my favorite card in the deck, Cyclone Summoner for 7, a 7/7. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hand except for giants, wizards, and lands. This is great because we have a giant-based deck and lands, right? The Emergent Sequence in play as a creature is still a land, so it will survive alongside our other giants. Of course, we have Seagate Restoration as an MDFC, bringing us up to that 24 land if we need it early game. If not, draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand +1. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game for 7 mana. At sorcery speed, this is all right because it can actually, if you're drawing 4 or 5, potentially a lot more cards, this can definitely find the next turn that's required to help you win. Moving on, we have the Beanstalk Giant for 7, an incredibly expensive creature. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control, so it can also be incredibly powerful. And then through the Beanstalk Giant, Thryx, the Sudden Storm, Emergent Sequence, and the Cyclone Summoner, we now have enough giants and lands to bounce all of our opponent's things and deal lethal in just like a hit or two at most, right? So this is a very cool synergy within the deck. Branching off from there, we are ramping, you know, into Oblivion. We have so much available mana within the deck. Why not have Ugin the Spirit Dragon just as an insurance policy? 7 loyalty for 8 mana, +2, 3 damage to any target, -X, exiling each permanent with mana value X or less that's 1 or more colors, -10, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand into the battlefield, which is really, really cool as well. Do note that when you -10 on a Cyclone Summoner, it won't bounce anything because it was not cast from your hand. It entered from your hand. So there is a distinction there. It will not bounce things. If you have Alrund tokens in play, if you have a Petty Theft in play, you can still Ugin -10, play the Summoner if you want, even though I recommend keeping it in your draw hand for later if you do need it. You know, the potential is to play it and not interrupt the board state at that point, or if you're relying on it to interrupt the board state, know that it won't. Moving on, we have Interruption within the deck. 2 copies of Decisive Denial, choose one at instant speed for 2. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. That's decent removal. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 3. This is really what it's all about, stopping the Emergent Ultimatum. We also have 2 copies of Negate, counter target non-creature spell, instant speed for 2. This is a more of a backup policy. The Denial if they're ramping into it, but if you're going on to that late game where they can pay that 3 extra mana for the you know, that counter, then the Negate is going to be where you want to go, because then they're going to need a counterspell themselves rather than just available mana. We have 2 copies of Quandrix Command at instant speed for 3. Return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Or finally, target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into their library. So all of these, in my opinion, are really good. And I like to bring some of those cool cards we've already used from our graveyard back into play. However, you know, bouncing a creature back to our opponent's hand, perfect. Countering an artifact or enchantment spell, amazing. There's even unique plays where your opponent's trying to Embercleave. They're trying to Great Henge. You can counter that nasty, nasty artifact spell, and you can also bounce one of their creatures back to their hand, which is really good. That is a massive, massive 2-for-1 that I look forward to doing whenever I play this deck. We also have 4 copies of Petty Theft at instant speed as the adventure on Brazen Borrower to return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. Flash and Flying, 3 power, 1 toughness, can only block other creatures with flying as the Borrower. So, you know, this is really cool because it's keeping you alive until you play your Cyclone Summoner, right? Plus, it can deal damage, it can receive the +1/+1 counters from the command if you want, and you can also bounce something, play it, and then bounce it back to your hand with the Summoner, and then rebounce something later on with the Petty Theft again that you regained access to by bouncing the Borrower back to your hand. So there's a lot of really cool interactions within the deck. We have 4 Temple of Mysteries for the consistency of the early game draw, looking for lands and ramp as a priority. We have the channels, you know, just for overall consistencies, and then of course the land to fill us out. That's the deck, you guys. 100% win rate within Mythic. I hope you enjoy today's video. We climbed through, I think, the top 1,500 into the top 900, which is really cool. So I know you guys are going to love it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to support the channel if you can. At the very least, like the video and subscribe. At the very most, check out the Linktree link. You know, browse through our Patreon, some of our other affiliate links. 6 swag from Into the AM. Gear from EWIN Racing, and you know, you can buy your arena codes through Great Viking Games, and just there's a lot of cool things in there as well. My Spotify playlist, blah 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 blah. Let's see the footage. Enjoy, you guys. We'll be back to wrap up soon with my final thoughts after this. Our opponents going first. Illegal. No longer considered cheating. Straight up illegal, right? Red card. Ooh, Seasoned Hallowblade. That's not cool. They can use the discard ability here, and I'm kind of thinking that's what's going on. This is some jank, right? We have to wait and see what they discard, though. Let's ramp. Let's just do our job. taking a blue source here. Beep. So we're at 3. Next turn we go to 4. The Savior. I'm okay with the Savior. A second Savior. That's fine too. It could be with Notice still though. 3 down to 17. Yeah, so just play that land, I guess. Three, 4. Next turn is 5. So let's just hold up the bounce on this blade here. Epiphany to the side. We still have Petty Theft. Alright, this is a blue source. Right, it is an island. And there's that pesky creature that I really dislike. So we're not bouncing the blade anymore. We do have to bounce this cutie pie instead. Turn 4 Renota. You know, who doesn't do it? Okay, hit for 5. Unpleasant. And now we know we need Quandrix Command for next turn. So that would give us 2 available mana for the turn, which we can't do anything with. So Seagate goes in tapped. We pass our turn, and you know we're bouncing Winota again. I don't want to block. We want to just play Ugin as soon as possible. So no Winota. And the Watchdog. Now this is different. We have 5 available mana. Next turn is 6. We Epiphany, go to 7. I guess we just repeat our turn. Let's play the Borrower instead. Down to 9 here. We bounce next turn. Still big hit next turn. Land out. We could just Epiphany for the extra blockers. And then Ugin is still able to minus. Yeah. Just because we're getting 2 additional blockers here, and we get to sneak another land in play, which is, like, pretty good. We can hit for 3 because, you know, we do take that extra turn, so everything untaps. Oh, goodness gracious. Now that is a move we could make as well. And I think it's a move we will make. 1, 2, 3. Hit for 5 damage. And then the Brazen Borrower is back to our hands. Now we actually get to reuse Petty Theft, which is really neat. We do lose the tokens. The land stays in play. We're keeping lands, giants, and wizards. Their whole field goes back to their hand. And that is a very good game. Twice our opponent is on the play. We're on the draw. This land actually looks bad. I should have mulliganed. We need a forest. This might just be on us. We really need to top deck that forest. I believe we will. How would we not? 1 forest. 1 forest. No! You're not a forest! We miss our turn 2 Emergent Sequence. Hit for 2. No! No! HGG, you're always telling me that I'm a bad player because I don't mulligan good. And now we see you doing this. It all makes sense. We can grab green source here, which is pretty cool. So we're kind of making up for it, doing the old slingshot maneuver. It's because I wanted an extra big Emergent Sequence, right? We didn't want a little one, we wanted a big one. We have our 2/4, so we're back on the island train here. You do need one of them, you know, for the ramp effects of the deck. A little bit of engagement as well, but mostly ramp. So we're sitting at 6 available mana. If we top deck a land, you know, this is turn after turn of terror. Come on, give us that land. Kind of. Kind of. Pass our turn. We do have a Quandrix Command. We could potentially bounce a creature. And put additional counters on our own creature. Let's see if they're brave enough to attack. Negative. Let's keep Quandrix Command then, right? And then, you know, my favorite move. You know my favorite move. Here is the Cyclone. Take all of those cards back to your hands. Now, is that value or what, right? That's tasty. Like, that was turns of work for them. We're still at 11 and, you know, we're hitting for 11 damage next turn. Whew. Oh my gosh, stop it, HGG. And we've got Epiphany now as well. Oh no, this is our landed taps, so we actually only hit for 7. It's fine. It's fine. We have 2 Epiphanies as well. How could you possibly lose this match? Oh, Giant Killer's good. That's a start. So we could cultivate Quandrix Command. They don't have any mana to tap us. What's going on here? Oh, they're discarding. I see. So we could just attack through it too. I'm not sure it matters much. Cultivate. Grab the land. Bounce tokens. Bounce this tokens here. Or counters, I guess I should call them. And then we still get a big boy attack, right? Down to 2. Just want to get as much damage in as I can, right? So I know it wasn't lethal, but, you know, our hand is still just too good. Second Giant Killer, nice. Alsed for a little life gain, that's not bad. That kind of sucks. Oh no, we have... I forgot about the Cultivate. I thought these would tap for the Summoner. Right? Good game. Cyclone Summoner, Emergent Sequence, such a delicious combo. Tasty brew, HGG. Our opponent's going first again! Oh my gosh! Arena! Why are you doing this? We have 2 Summoners in hand. You know, the Denial and the Negate are probably useless. No Yorion, you know, no Ultimatum, so... Ooh, that hurts. But we have 3 land, right? We have the Cyclone Summoners. Now, that's a big part of the equation. The only part we're missing is the middle part, the ramp, right? We have the land, we're missing the ramp. We have, you know, our broken, busted-ass card. It's so good. So we're in tapped with the Seagate. And, you know, we do pull a 4th land, which is nice. Getting closer to that 7 mark. Still 3 away. Looking for potentially some interaction on the board as well. Petty Theft, a Quandrix Command. And again, that ramp. The Emergent Sequence for this turn. The Cultivate for next turn. What's going on here? Robber, it is mono red aggro. Hit for 2. They draw off the top. What do they get? Oh, our turn 3 ramp is gone. Okay, a little bit of interaction here. And, you know, if they're going to stomp us, we've got that counterspell here. Probably using the Denial first. Oh, Annex is great. That is not good for us. So I hope to see an Ember Cleave next turn. We're one turn late, and they're on the draw, like, every single time our opponent's on the draw, which kind of sucks. So we can ramp, get hit with the cleave. So we're at 3. This will be 4. Next turn's 5. We're still so far away without any other ramp in sight. Pass turn. Let's try to just, I want to bounce Annex and counter the cleave with our command. I want a 2-for-1. I really want some nice value here. What you gonna do, Willis? I mean, regardless, we bounce Annex, but I do want that cleave, too. They have to cast it here. Do it. Do it. Don't think about it, just do it. Okay, so at least we get a 2-for-1, right? We bounce this, we counter that. That's good value. We're still, in a tough spot with our backs against the wall. Down to 14. We can Beanstalk Giant here. A little blue source. Sequence. Double landing. Getting that good value. Another blue source. We're sitting on 6. Can we top deck a land and go to 7? Ah! They've got a lot of our cards available to them as well. Hopefully they don't kill that island. Please don't. No. Do not kill said island, friend. Leave it alone. Just forget about it. We're gonna really have to work to win this match. It's not gonna be easy. Okay, they play our own creature. Come on, land off the top. Land off the top. Land off the top. Come on, land off the top. Woo! You guys know my favorite play? We actually should have played our Beanstalk Giant. I'll play that next turn. And then do the Summoner after the Beanstalk Giant. I was just too excited to clear the field, right? What if they had another Ember Cleave? Something like that, so. Just reset the game. We could just hit for 10. Yeah. Sorry, Beanstalk Giant. Not today. Big damage. Cyclone Summoner. You guys have seen it match after match after match. What an amazing card. And it's the Emergent Sequence that's really, like, turning it on. It becomes quite powerful. Do they have another Fervent Champion? A Fireblade Charger. We bounce Annex. We fight. Yeah, we have lethal here. Oh, no, because the damage... no, we're still okay. We're still okay. Right? So now they only have one blocker. Nice. We still had Negate up to protect us. That's 3 in a row. Cyclone Summoner doing the dirty top 1000. Mwah. I'm thoroughly enjoying this deck right now. Finally going first on our 4th match. No ramp, we have good land and our payoff spells. Well, Thryx is kind of like reverse ramp, but we'll have to see if it stays. I don't need more Cyclone Summoners. Like, this card is just like always here for some reason today. Today, not always, but today. Yeah, they're playing slow. That's good news. Hopefully, it's not another non-human. No, we're good. Okay, we're looking for a ramp spell here. Oh, that's so good, but we need something else right now. We need a ramp, right? We're not playing Thryx next turn, so let's definitely ramp if we can. Or have interaction, right? A bounce spell for Winota next turn. I gotta keep doing it until he figures it out. Right? Oh, the denial. Ooh, the counterspell. Ooh. Ooh. That is interesting. So we still have the counterspell up. Not that we can counter Winota anyways. We would get hit for 2, 6, 8 damage total if they would Winota out a oh no, and then it'd be 14. No. Yeah. Right, 1, 2, and 6 is 8, 9, 10. Oh, 12, sorry. Math. I really do need to show my work. I need to see it visually, or else I'm straight touched. Big surprise, right? That one time we go first, our opponent's like, no, it doesn't matter. Why didn't... Oh, did they whiff? We need another land off the top that's untapped, so we can Thryx into an immediate Cyclone Summoner. Let's send out the hearts because we've got a copy, right? They were really wanting to take that Thryx away from us, I think. Oh, please don't get it. Right. The dog sacks to save Winota. We blocked the maximum amount of damage down to 10. Land off the top! No, but that does kind of work. Or we can fight Winota right here. It's not a land. Let's pass our turn. We need to bounce Winota before they attack, like right as their combat phase starts, before they declare attackers. It would be bad if they played a Luminarch Aspirant. Well, they're all humans. We're gonna use Quandrix Command. Sure. So we want the counters. We want to bounce something. We could bounce Winota and take 6, 7, 8. Or we bounce the Blade Historian and we take 9. We should have done that earlier. And we could have also killed Winota instead. Totally my bad. But now we're here. And unless they draw a giant, we're going to be okay. I do think we messed that up. Hopefully they don't have a Bone Crusher. They're going to take the Summoner with this, this thing here. Right? They're definitely going to play their Binder. Take the Summoner. We've got to be so careful about this. We have lethal with Command, though. Even if they take it. This is good game unless they play another creature here. They do. Good on them. Good on them. Shoot. So... not lethal, but real close. They were in between a rock and a hard place there, right? If they left us the Command, it was lethal. Oh no, it wasn't because they had another creature. Weird. I'm not even going to dive into that. Right? If they don't have a Bone Crusher, we win. Unless they have multiple flyers. And they do also need 4 defenders. Okay, there's 3 mana. Woo! This is a close match. Yeah! Nice! 4 in a row, 100% win rate. Top 900 Mythic, you guys. The Cyclone Summoner is legit. Let's talk about the deck, break it down, and give you guys our final thoughts. All right. So, you know, some days you win, some days you lose. And today, we've been blessed by the gods of magic. We made a couple changes to the deck. So maybe you've been hanging around the channel, you're a faithful viewer, you've seen this deck before. Let's talk about the differences between this version and the last version. Quandrix Command makes a reappearance in the deck, removing Eureka Moment, right? I really do love the Command for survivability, right? Yeah, sure, the draw through the moment and the ramp is nice. It's what we want, but it's not survival material, right? It doesn't win us games. What wins us games is bouncing, is countering, is increasing the toughness of our own creatures, right? Through the counters that Command offers. Only running 2 copies of it in it here, but I think we can move that up as well. We've also gone from 3 copies of Thryx to 4 for the consistency's sake, right? We want to really be dropping Thryx on turn 4 if we can, over and over and over again, because then the Summoner's cheaper, the Epiphany's cheaper, heck, even the Beanstalk Giant and Ugin are cheaper, which is great. Ugin in the deck, again, use that -X to wipe everything underneath your Giants, right? -4 is perfect if you have Thryx in play, and then it clears everything else out, which is cool. If not, just use the plus ability and then use his big -10 ability, which is pretty cool as well. Make sure to hold up the counter spells, you know, for the ultimatum decks if you can. But those were the changes that we made in the deck, a little bit of tweaking within the numbers. I do think that Quandrix Command, you know, it's good. It's good. I would love to have this at 4. You know, I would even love to have Denial at 4. Well, not risking the negates, the Emergent Sequence. Like, it is a troublesome equation to solve in all decks, right? How do I trim all of this down to 60? It becomes very, very hard. Potentially, you know, there's a world where we drop Ugin. We take more Quandrix Command. We sacrifice the long-term gameplay for that short-term. And we didn't even see Ugin in today's gameplay footage, I don't think. He was just there. He's just hanging out for the haters to point out, hey, you included Ugin in your deck. You suck, right? You know, just imagine a more consistent Quandrix Command, potentially in version 11. We've been playing with this deck a lot. I love it. It performs really well for us all season long, and even last set as well during call time, having a ton of fun with this deck. So enjoy, you guys. Thanks so much for watching, your support. Like the video if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to the channel to partake in our contests and giveaways. 500,000 gems, a complete rare playset to adventure into the Forgotten Realms by the D&D MTG Combo Wombo. So I hope you're as excited as I am. I believe it is only 23 more days until the release of Adventure into the Forgotten Realms to Arena. Woof, woof, woof. Have a magical day. Thanks for watching. Watch some more videos if you've got time, and we'll see you soon in the next.